So here's an interesting one. This car's starting to get the gremlins as it ages. But you can turn the lights on. Now the door's open right now, but if I go to the off, and it does it. I first noticed it driving down Coldwater. It's kind of a bumpy road, you know, like most of our roads here in LA. And it was flickering on me. So something's getting a hotter ground that's not supposed to. I'm not sure. I think this probably works on a ground circuit. They probably source the hot to the lights and then the door switches, and this is probably all sourcing a ground. I'm guessing without a schematic. You know, I'm talking out of my ass. But anyways, I got to figure out how to take this out of here, and I'm hoping that I don't have to take the headliner out. I'm hoping that I can either pop this panel out of here or the lights, or get in through here or something. Of course, the headliner's separating from the cardboard headliner, age. But I'm hoping I can get this out of here without having to damage it or have to take the whole darn thing down. So let me tear into it and see. It'll be interesting to find out what's causing that. But you drive down the road, and especially at night, it's pretty annoying. I really need to get myself some of those plastic pry bars, but I did just get my little tweaker in here, and I was able to pop this bezel off. So I'm guessing I'm going to be able to take this whole thing off. It looks like both of these come off separate here. Let's see. Yep, so that comes out. And that one obviously came out. Let's see what's holding this up here. This is good, though. We're going to be able to service this. And I see some screws holding this switch module in. Okay, so there's some Torx in here. So what you do is take those covers off, and then we can take this out of here. Now, of course, it's not doing it now that I've... Oh, there it is. Okay, so you can see it's something up in here. Well, we'll have to take it down and see what it is. Okay, so I just pulled those two screws out. They're Torx T20s. Pretty simple thing. I don't think I missed any. I think there's just those two. Let's see, I would think that this would just pop out of here, but that's the problem, is I'm thinking. Okay, yep, so it does. All right, so there is definitely an opportunity for any of these wires to rub on something in here. So we're going to have to take this thing down. It could be this harness, somewhere in this harness. It could be, maybe it's that right there. Did we just find it? I think we just found it. Is it that right there? I see some bare wire. Okay, so it is not that. That is the microphone shield, is what that is. At least it looks like it's probably the microphone shield, and that's a microphone. So I'm trying to avoid taking this down because I can kind of see what might be causing it. I can press on some of this stuff here. See, it's not going to act up here because we're not grounding or shorting whatever it is. I'm just pushing on this stuff just to see. So it's got to be something up in here. I did find something interesting while I'm in here. This screw is completely loose. This one's not. I wonder if this screw... I bet you that's exactly what's going on. There's the problem. I just realized it as we're sitting right here. Let me get some light up in there for you. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. This screw back down right here, that's our intermittent ground. That's exactly what's going on. That screw came down and is touching this board right here. That is our short. So that the board, this is the switch, this is the PCB printed circuit board for the light. This screw dropped down. See, I knew it was an intermittent ground thing because I could shake it. And that is touching the board, and it was grounding out one of these traces, causing the light to turn on. So stupid, simple problem. It's all these bumpy roads around here, loosened up all this hardware. So let me get that tightened back up. That's where the problem is, for sure. It was, I wonder, now that I'm looking at this, it's not even the printed circuit board. It's right in this area right here. I actually see a diode. don't know if you guys can see that or not. This is the lighting. There we go. See, these are all traces right here. That screw was touching this right here. Well, actually, because I was wrong about the printed circuit board. It was touching this trace here and grounding out. Most likely this one or this one. You know, maybe right here, because this is a ground plane right here. That's exactly it. That's exactly it right there. This is up higher right here. That screw is touching this right here and grounding this out and causing the lights to turn on. I bet if I hook up a test light between here and ground and that screw, that test light will light up. Let's try that. Okay, so I have the test light hooked up to the screw there. My clamp is there. Here's the test light. Okay, if I touch it to this ground here, I bet the test light's going to have a lower resistance than the bulbs. I just touched it to something and it lit up. And there it is right there. So yeah, that screw is contacting this right here because this is the high point. See? What a good diagnosis, but a very interesting one. So let's just tighten up that screw. Maybe I'll put a little bit of Loctite on there to keep that from coming loose again. I think I'll put some blue Loctite on there. Maybe do the other one. And that should fix this. This is just a quick fix one, but very interesting failure. But yeah, definitely that lines right up with it there. I know the light's bad, but definitely touching. Okay, so I did throw some Loctite on those screws. It's all back together now. Just a note on putting this back together. This plate comes out first. This plastic comes out first. This comes out second. This has to go back in first, and this goes in second. So that's just a quick note on that. But yeah, I just put a little Loctite on both those screws. So this one was a little bit loose, but it hadn't backed out yet. But you saw that one was completely backed out, and obviously the problem. So we're rock solid now. No more blinky lights, annoyingness. Short is fixed. So obviously the door lights are ground source, so the switches in the doors, and I think even this switch being on right now, the door's been open so long it won't be on in the door position, but because it times out. But at any rate, yeah, obviously it's ground based, and that ground was touching the ground for the bulb. That's, if you look at how those bulb sockets are that was in there in the earlier clip there, that's obviously where the ground goes. So anyways, interesting diagnosis. Quick fix, easy thing. I'm a little bit surprised that those bolts backed out, just because that's from the factory that way. Usually you don't see hardware from the factory back out. But then again, you know, our roads are pretty crappy here, and the vibration, I guess, just got to it after 12 years or however long it's been. So anyways, it's just a quick fix one. So we'll wrap it up.